Hello, beautiful goddesses. I am so excited for today's worldwide womb blessing. Whether you're joining us live or whether you're joining us on the recording, it is just a beautiful time where the unconscious mind of everyone is starting to wake up. The collective unconscious mind of everyone is starting to wake into this divine feminine source. And so we want to send out love to that creative source within not just females, but also males, because we need to be able to feel a little bit more about what's going on inside of us, be able to have the courage to dive deep to feel, and be able to have the courage to create the life we want to live. That's a really big theme that we're noticing across the board with everyone and what they're going through right now. So we're going to send out some love, not just to you, but to everyone with this bountiful, beautiful, blissful full moon in Libra, which is all about partnerships, relationships, and just loving. If you're watching this as a recording and it's later, whether it is during the full moon or new moon or perhaps just any time, you can still receive the benefits of this practice, because a lot of the stuff I'll be teaching you today, you can use at any point in time. I'll be giving you a few tips, and we'll do a journaling exercise and a meditation and a little bit of movement to get you going. So definitely, I'm just going to admit some people that are here. Hello, beautiful. You do not have to talk or do anything. I'm just going to kind of put you, let me see if I can put, yeah, you should be on mute. Perfect. Okay, and then
No, Redskins Cowboys are for the state.
you should be on mute.
So stands.
There we go. Apologies. Let's see if I can put it on. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today, as I've already discussed, is we're going to be working a little bit with our journal. So if you need to grab a journal at the moment, you can. We're going to be doing a little bit of sacred movement, which you can do as well, and a meditation. So if you're in a space where you're not able to really lie down, you're welcome to watch this later and do the meditation later, but do feel free to do what you can for this space and time. To start, we're just going to do a little bit of cleansing, and you are welcome to stay where you are, stay seated, and just listen. So first thing we want to do, though, is if you have sage or rose water or anything you have around you, I definitely recommend at this point just to cleanse your energy before we get started. And you're definitely you're going to want to do this afterwards as well. So I always start at the top and then move down. And I also go around my body. But you do it however you feel guided to, and definitely I recommend this before our practice and after. So, no rush though. And you can always pause the video and come back. I'm going to just kind of spritz around so we have good energy coming in from all directions. All right. And now we'll do our cleansing meditation to start. And we're going to dive into the womb space. So wherever you are, you might want to have your feet firmly rooted on the ground. Eyes can start to be gently closed here, and your hands are just going to be resting firmly on your legs, perhaps facing up to receive, because your womb space is all about, as we've stated, being open to receive, being open to create the life you want to live, being open to just have that confidence of knowing exactly when you're meant to gestate things and allow them to grow without speaking, and when you're meant to birth things into creation. Just taking a moment here to feel, to breathe, to allow the body to settle. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, you're going to start to visualize a white light moving up from your feet into your body. And as you exhale, that light moves up through the body, out of the crown of the head towards the sky. Inhale that white light back in from the universe into the crown of the head, all the way into the body. Exhale it down through the body, down through the legs and feet into the earth. Again, inhaling it back up through the body, exhaling it out, inhaling it in, exhaling it down, and just do that a few times, slowing the breath down as much as needed. Seeing yourself becoming lighter and brighter with each breath as Mother Earth, the energy from Mother Earth cleanses you, and the energy from Father Sky energizes you for our practice. After your next breath, exhale and then inhale. Bring all this white light to the heart center. And slowly exhale. Watch that white light move out from the center of your chest, surrounding you in a beautiful ball of white light. See yourself protected in this ball of white light, peaceful in this ball of white light, relaxed and calm. And just take a moment to feel that as long as you need to. Whenever you are ready, you can gently start to open the eyes to begin our practice. And I'm going to just start off by telling you a few tips you can do on your own time for cleansing the womb chakra space. So one of the tips I always recommend, because I love working with crystals, as many of you know, is any sort of crystal that you feel guided to, first of all, to work with or place on your womb space is really, really amazing. For example, rose quartz is a really great one if you're working on healing anything or any situations that may have arisen in your womb sacred space area. Rose quartz is a beautiful quartz to place on that. Hang on one second. To place on that sacred space, and to, of course, just feel into how it feels as you relax. Give me just a moment so that I can make sure everybody's on mute. Nope. I guess I can't mute everyone. So hopefully that person, I don't know who that is. But hello, whoever you are. I'm going to open up the chat here in a second and just say hello, and you're allowed to tell me who you are. But anyway, let's continue with the chakras and the crystals work. So the one crystal I love working with, as I've already stated, you can work with rose quartz, but the other crystal I love working with is this beautiful carnelian stone that I actually was gifted from a great friend. Carnelian is really good for when you're wanting to connect to your creative center and to really feel like you can receive and you can connect to that space of being openly receptive. It's very good for feeling energized, which is really important when you connect to your womb space as men or females. We want to be able to connect to that energy center, that sacral chakra. And to really feel like we are in control of when we feel like I have the energy to do this project, or I feel like I have the confidence to do this project, or I feel like I'm ready to create and bring forth this project or idea or whatever into being. So whatever you're working on, carnelian is a great crystal to work with, and I definitely recommend laying down in meditation, placing it on that womb space, and just being with it. Another great thing, I already shared one at the beginning, which is just cleansing as much as you can with sage and rose water. Those are huge for cleansing all of your energy centers and making sure you stay open. Another great thing is to work with essential oils, which a lot of you do. 3 that I highly recommend for when you're working with your sacral chakra, if you want to write this down: angelica, bergamot, and neroli. Neroli is one of my favorites. Again, anything that's orange and vibrant, anything that is the color orange, I really try to bring that in whenever I'm working on my womb space or on my sacral chakras. No worries about technical difficulties. Stay and do whatever you need to do. I know someone just messaged me, so no worries. Okay. The last one that is my like go-to secret that I usually only share with my priestess group, but I'm going to share with all of you today is bentonite clay. And I know some of you know about this, but some of you only use it for detoxifying purposes. So you'll place it on certain areas. It pulls out the impurities of the body easily, and it's a great tool. But it's an Indian healing clay, and it can also help to cleanse you of, it's also a great thing to use for cord cutting, especially if you're wanting to release past lovers from your womb space, you're wanting to release any past trauma from your womb space. This is a great tool to use as bentonite clay. So I will normally get just like about a tablespoonful, mix it with a little bit of water, and then place it on my womb space, let it dry. I might chant some mantra with that. I might put a crystal on top of it. And then once it's dry, I will actually use a paper towel and water and wipe it off and then throw that away. Or sometimes I will actually burn that just to actually get rid of all that. So that's a really cool tool that you can use that I normally teach my priestesses. And again, if you want more tips on how to connect with your womb space than I'm going to teach here, I'm going to be teaching a live in-person one next month in Charleston with sound healing and with a special guest who I'll share later. And then I'm also going to, my priestess training, I teach how to connect with your male yin and yang and your feminine yin and yang, which is really important when you're wanting to work on your womb space. So if you're wanting to dive even deeper into this, just let me know which one works for you. And we're going to dive into all different practices next month and in my priestess training. But let's dive in today and let's get you started. So what I want you to do first is, if you don't have one already, grab your journal. I want you to just start to write down anything that you've been wanting to manifest, anything you've been wanting to create. So this could be, it could be anything from babies to having an idea or a business that you want to burst forth, or even like if you're wanting to create a new persona for you, maybe you're wanting to be more open-minded, maybe you're wanting to be more creative. Whatever you write down, just take a moment to write down anything you're wanting to bring into your creative space, anything you're wanting to bring into your physical form. Okay, once you have those things, something else we do whenever we tap into the sacral chakra, whenever we tap into our womb space, is we have to know how we feel. So first thing we want to do is to acknowledge how we feel now about these things coming in. So for some of us, there might be a lot of fear behind bringing these things in. There might be some anger towards bringing some of these things in. So look over these few or many things that you've written down, and if there's any feeling of fear or anger or of uncertainty even, just write down what is coming up for you. Can you really imagine that being here right now? And if you can't, notice the feeling that comes up with that and just write that down. So for example, for me, success, sometimes when I think about success, that can bring up a lot of fear of success. And so I write down like, well, why does that bring up fear of success for me? So we're going to do a little bit of cord cutting in that general area. And once you kind of have an idea of what's coming up for you, what needs to be cut and released, we're going to do something a little bit deeper than that, because there's not just these creative ideas, creative endeavors that lie in our womb space, especially if it's all women that are watching. And even sometimes males as well, but mainly women, we tend to pull in energy from others, and we can sometimes create energetic cords. So if you're feeling anything from a particular person, like you've been thinking about someone who maybe brings up bad feelings, or if you're still thinking about a past lover, or anything from that, take just a moment to write down perhaps their name or anything that they've made you feel recently. And again, it doesn't even have to be a past lover. It can be just a relationship that's bringing up some just not so good feelings for you. So just writing that down for a moment, because we're just kind of making a checklist of the things we need to clear today. Kind of going to your own personal doctor for clearing, which is what you're going to do in a second, doing it for yourself, and then you can. So for me, I write down clearing of energy from a specific person that still comes up for me, or someone that is just making me feel a little bit off right now that I just can't seem to get off my mind, or is just making me feel not so good. And it doesn't mean we have any ill feelings towards them or that we are cutting them off completely. It's just we're going to be creating a boundary, an energetic boundary, so that we can still send them love, but we're not taking in all of their stuff, basically, and having to work through it for them. So now that you have those things, we're going to do some sacred movement to kind of try to cut these cords. What I'm going to invite you to do in just a moment, after we kind of get very clear about what you're going to do as you move, you're going to be standing up, and I'm going to put on some music, some sacred music. What I want you to do as you move through this music, as you move through this dance, because sacred dance was always something that was done by priestesses and by many people, belly dancing, to kind of move the energies to get into a fertile state. And that's what we're trying to do. We want to cut to get into a fertile state. And yes, you can do it totally sitting down if you're in the car, and you can even visualize it if you're not driving. Or just watch the recording and do it later. But we're going to get up, and what I want you to visualize or move through, because movement is really important in this, because again, we're moving our hips. I want you to just really feel like you're moving your hip space, especially. And as you move, each time you inhale, you're breathing in whatever it is that you're wanting to bring into your life, which was those successes we wrote down. As you exhale, you can watch kind of like something cutting away anything that no longer serves you. Inhaling, bringing in something beautiful. Exhaling, cutting away a little bit more. And really just get very grounded and centered on that, so that it kind of becomes a moving meditation and a moving clearing exercise. And again, sacred movement is extremely important for clearing the sacral chakra, because dance is extremely important for the sacral chakra and being creative and opening up this space. So I'm going to put on some music. Give me just 2 seconds to grab my phone. Pause that. Let me see if I can make this smaller. Here we go. Alrighty, so you can go ahead and stand up now, or if you're in a car, hopefully not driving, you can visualize it. And here we go. Focusing on the breath and the movement of the hips.
For me, like the petals of a rose, bloom in its season, gentle and slow. My body is the mountain, the ocean, the river, the sand, and the soil. The life giver, so come on now, my friend. Speak to me, help me understand. Let us walk together. Take my hand and we will heal this land. Reach for me like the petals of a rose, blooming its season, gentle and slow. My body is the mountain, the ocean, the river, the sand, and the soul. The life giver, so come on now, my friend. Speak to me, help me understand. Let us walk together. Take my hand and we will heal this land. The fires are burning. So reach for me like the petals of a rose, blooming its season, gentle and slow. My body is the mountain, the ocean, the river, the sand, and the sea. The life giver, so come on down, my friend. Speak to me, help me understand. Let us walk together. Take my hand and we will heal this life. Reach for me like the petals of a rose, blooming the season, gentle and slow. My body is the mountain, the ocean, the river, the sand, and the soul. The life giver, so come on down, my friend. Speak to me, help me understand. Let us walk together. Take my hand and we will heal this land. 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 Here it comes. Here it comes. We will heal this land. 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 Only believe. We will heal this land. Only believe. We will heal this land. We will heal this land. We will heal this land.
This newfound space. Gently start to bring your hands down to your womb space. Place them there for just a moment. And just keep breathing. Keep seeing this beautiful, fertile land that is inside of you, ready to blossom, ready to grow. Breathe in all of those beautiful things you're wanting. Keep breathing them in and watch the trees of your womb, the flowers of your womb, whatever you're seeing, watch them growing a little bit more.
Free from the holes, and this love will smooth the stones. 'Cause I may wander.
See if you can breathe so deeply, you almost feel like this area between the hips is able to open up a little bit. And as you exhale, you push the breath out.
I remember
Still seeing this beautiful sacred land that you are.
sound of the river. I remember sound of the river. I remember.
In just a moment, take one more deep inhale here, trusting that you are in the flow. Gently exhale, slowly release. You can start to open your eyes, but keep your hands on your womb. And just take a moment to really feel this space physically between the hips. Maybe you do still feel it rise and fall ever so gently on the inhale and exhale. Perhaps you're on your moon cycle and there's a lot more going on physically than normal, and that's okay. Just feel into it. In just a second, you're going to close your eyes again and go a little bit deeper. When you're ready, and I want you to listen to this space. Ask your womb space what it needs. And just listen for an answer. Perhaps it gives you a word, perhaps it gives you a vision, or just a feeling. And then once you have that of what it needs, ask how you both can create together. What is the best way for you to create? Notice what it says. Notice what it shows you. Notice how you feel. And just keep breathing. No worries about the answers that you're receiving. One more question. Asking your womb space, what is a gift that you can give your womb space today? It might show you something very simple. Once you have those things, just take a moment with your hands still on your womb and visualize filling this area up between your hips with beautiful white light, white, loving, calming light that is able to receive for your highest good. And just notice again how you're feeling. Seeing if maybe you can tap into a feeling of happiness or excitement as you bring in this beautiful, white, healing, receptive, loving light. It's going to help you and bless you on your path. And once you feel or you see yourself completely filled, maybe you feel a little bit differently now, you can start to wiggle the fingertips, start to open the eyes. And before we do anything else, take a moment to write down anything that your womb space said to you. Maybe any visions that came to you, just gently jot those down so that you can come back to them later. And once you have those, there is just one final thing we're going to do. And that's just going to be to send out this energy to others. So, this is a worldwide womb blessing. So, we want to take all this energy, all this blessing that we've been able to cultivate, and just send it out to the world, to everyone that's waking up right now to this collective unconscious feeling of connecting to the divine feminine, and again, connecting to what it is we want to create for our very best life. So you can place one hand on your womb space. I always use my left hand, but see what feels best for you. And just one hand is going to come out to the side. And you're going to just start to feel here as you breathe one more time. Feel this womb space, feel your stomach muscles moving in and out as you breathe. And we're going to start to become this sort of portal or energy field that is sending out light, but also receiving light, because just as we send out, so shall we receive. So maybe as you exhale, you send out beautiful white light wherever you believe it needs to go. And you can visualize that moving out of your hand that's up. And as you inhale, you are blessed. And that white light moves back through the crown of your head, all the way down your arm into your womb space. Exhaling it out the arm, through the hand again, wherever it needs to go. Inhaling healing, loving light into your body, into your womb space. Just do that a few times. On your next inhale, slowly bring your right hand to your womb. Exhale completely. And then inhale, bring all that light into you. Fill yourself all the way up. Hold the breath for just a moment. And exhale, slowly release. You can stay here as long as you need to, just feeling, connecting to the womb space, or whenever you're ready to open your eyes, you can. Just this simple little 30 minutes of connecting and releasing is so important. And this was kind of a mini healing session for our womb. So I hope that you received as much as you were able to in this session. I will be doing more of this next month in Charleston with sound healing, and there will be so much more that will be offered at that particular event, including positive affirmations, Reiki. And if you're interested in that, you can let me know and I will connect you when we're ready to share it. So, otherwise, I definitely recommend saging yourself one more time as you did cut cords today. You did release energy and you need to cleanse and clear. Definitely get a crystal and lay with it tonight before bed on your womb space if you can. Maybe do a little bit of a bath ritual if you'd like to, since it is a full moon in Libra. And as we said, that's all about relationships and partnerships, sending out beautiful love and light to others and bringing it to yourself. And perhaps you even want to do some bentonite clay if that resonates with you as well. Also, I wanted to say next month, we plan on doing it on the full moon as well, and we'll be connecting worldwide with women in the UK. They'll be sending us worldwide blessings, and we'll be sending them worldwide blessings. So if you want to get in on that, whether you do that with me in Charleston or whether you just want to do it virtually, let me know, and we will do it all together. But please go have a beautiful rest of your weekend or happy rest of your full moon. And message me and let me know how I can assist you more with your womb healing. And message me and let me know how you're feeling. Thank you so much for being here. Blessed be. Namaste. And I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.